All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ivy Madness. Right now, we're excited to be joined by the Harvard Crimson. Joining us on the stage is head coach Tommy Emiker, who, along with his staff, earned co-coaching staff of the year honors, as well as student athletes Robert Hinton and Thomas Batiste. We'll start with some opening comments from Coach and then move into questions from the media. For those in attendance, if you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll bring you a microphone. And for those joining us via Zoom, please use the raise hand function and you will be prompted in the chat when it's your turn to ask your question. Please state your name and affiliation before asking your question. Coach, we'll turn it over to you for some opening comments.
Great. Well, thank you very much. It's such an honor and a privilege for us to be here. It's been a while since we've been back in Ivy Madness, and we're thrilled to represent our university and our community, and proud of our women's program as well for being here with us. And we're just hopeful for an outstanding weekend. This has always been a signature event for our conference, and we're proud to be a part of it. So thank you for having us.
Rob Brown, Ivy Hoops Online. Coach, could you talk about your feelings about being back, but also Matt for the first time since 2017, and Seth since 2019, who's one of the best players in the tournament era of the Ivy League?
Yeah, well, you mentioned two of our all-time favorites and mine, actually, of the work that they've done through the years and representatives of our program and our university, and proud of them being a part of our coaching staff, and certainly we're honored to have that award along with Yale. And so having those two guys on our staff to be examples for our current guys is invaluable. And so certainly for us to be here to represent Harvard, it's a special feeling for us, all of us.
I guess you have two, all Ivy stellar athletes, but if you could talk about the other three main players of your rotation, Chandler, who got a well-deserved second team, Tay, who arguably could have been first or second team Ivy, and Ben, who doesn't get as much publicity.
Yeah, well, he gets an earful from us, whether that's publicity or not. But we're proud of our entire group. And you mentioned our quote unquote our core of our starting five. These two guys have had sensational years, and proud of them, and they've earned it. We're certainly recognize their talents and their contributions throughout their time, and so you mentioned the other ones. And Chandler's our senior, our captain, our heart and soul. He's as valuable as anyone that we could ever name in our program. He's been probably one of the best leaders we've ever had in our program. I've always compared our best leaders to the ones that I happened to play with many moons ago, named David Henderson, who played with me, one of my teammates at Duke, and every captain or leader in our program that I've coached, David was always a standard, and Chandler has been as close as anyone that we've ever had to that type of leadership. And so when you speak of Chandler, you talk about Tay and the job he's done all year for us with just being an incredible contributor in every different way. And I agree with you, he could have easily have been voted as one of all conference, as one of our top players in our league, but he knows his value with our team. And then Ben he sets the tone for us. So one of the things that we talk about for our team and our defense, who's going to be a tone setter, Ben does that for our program.
For Robert, you and Thomas have done well offensively against Penn. What are Penn's defensive strengths, and what do you need to do to adapt defensively, you and the whole core?
Yeah, I mean, Penn plays physically. That's part of their play style, and it's not more about how Penn plays, but it's all about us focusing on what we've built, what we've done throughout our season. I mean, what the coach has been telling us heading up, throughout our whole season, and especially into Ivy Madness in the postseason, is every single game, every single practice, it's all about ourselves. We know what we're capable of, and as long as we take care of each other and stick to our identity, our standards, we're going to be great. So, yeah.
And for Thomas, I guess I'll flip that. Like, what are the defensive principles that you have to maintain when you're dealing against a team like Penn?
I think execution is the main thing. We know that our game plan is, often what wins this game. So it's execution is the most important thing for us, making sure we're making every call correctly on screening actions, being communicative with every single play, over communicating even, just to make sure that there's no confusion. And then just an overall toughness. One of the calling cards of our team we like to have is being smart and tough. So I'd say execution, being smart, and being tough are the three main things.
Hi there, Ryan Junio with ESPN Ithaca Radio. Robert, I'll start with you. A unanimous All-Ivy first-team selection this year, but then also unanimous Rookie of the Year last year. So, over the course of this season, how have you seen your game develop and really be able to stay consistent over these first 2 years of your college career?
Yeah, I mean, I said it the other day, but Coach Amaker, finishing off my freshman year, he told me my goal and what I should keep in my mind all of sophomore year is to solidify and separate. And that's exactly what I feel like I was able to do this year, and that was because of my teammates, my coaches. I mean, they've really helped turn me preseason, during the season, and to this day, right now, heading into postseason, into a better and better player, teammate, leader, just in general. And I feel like that's really shown from freshman year to now, and that's just because the coaches, I mean, they believe in me so much, and not only do I have high expectations for myself and what I want to be able to reach one day, but they do too. So I think that transition and that transformation's visible.
And Coach, obviously, first time in 7 years, you guys are back in Ivy Madness. If you were to think back and maybe pinpoint one or two key things about this year's team that were the reason why they got over the hump, what would it be and why?
Well, there are many things, and every team is different, so it's very difficult to compare one year to the next, and players, even if you have the same team all returning from one year to the next, you're still a different team. They're different. And that's naturally happens. But the one thing I don't ever take for granted, and I think the longer you're in this business and the longer you live, I think you recognize the fortune of luck. We've had a little bit more luck this year than we've had in the past. And so most of the time, enough of us don't think of that or talk about that as part of the pathway to your success. Sometimes we have a tendency to think that we all have the right decisions, the right calls, the right whatever it may be, but there are a lot of times where you've been fortunate. And I recognize this year that we've had some good fortune, but you have to also work hard and be good and lucky. And I think this year we've had a good combination of both.
Hi, Coach. My name's Logan Weingartner with the Mid-Major Basketball website. My first question for you is, after splitting the season series with Penn, what do you think it comes down to in this matchup?
Other than luck? Again, a lot of our games throughout our conference, I mean, you can look at so many games, not just with us, but throughout the league, are just incredibly competitive games, and a possession here, possession there basically was the difference. And, at times, as Thomas just mentioned the word execution, we have to do that. We have to be really good at that. We weren't good in our last game that we lost to them with taking care of the ball. We had 19 turnovers. We can control a lot of that. So there are things, I think, that word execution that he mentioned has to be a part of the equation for all of our teams that are participating in postseason play. And I would hope and think that if we're going to be fortunate enough to be on the winning side, I think we'll look back at some pretty darn good execution. You have to be against a very good team like Penn.
Yeah, and like was said, first tournament appearance since 2019. So how do you adjust to the intensity that Newman will bring tomorrow?
Well, one of the things about, postseason or tournament play, and I've tried to share this with our guys, there's a lot of things around us that are different. We can't be different. And that's incredibly important for us to understand. I know they're, internally right now, they're like, oh, here he goes again. But we've tried to maintain that thought, this is different for us. Practicing at an open practice, they're, walking down the steps, and our conference and our leadership does such a wonderful job of putting this event on and, making us feel special when you're involved in this. And that's a testament to the leadership of the Ivy League and Robin and everyone. So, but we can't be different. Like, we have to remain who we've been, and it's important for us to kind of understand that. And so often in conference, postseason play or tournaments, you fall into that human nature trap of being different because everything around you is different. We can't allow that to happen.
Thank you. And for Thomas, you're one of the physical enforcers in the paint. So against a quick Penn team, how do you expect to set the tone?
I don't want to say I'm going to pick up a hard foul early, but just making sure whoever's guarding me, whoever is coming into the paint is gonna feel me. So whether that's on box outs, in a drive on a drive, or if someone posts me up, I want to make sure that I'm standing my ground. I think being loud and communicating a lot is a big part of that too. Knowing guys are there without even seeing me, and I think that's what allows me to have the presence in the paint that I do have.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open it to questions from Zoom, starting with Richard Kent.
Richard.
Yeah, this is for Robert Hinton. Hey, Robert, how are you?
I'm doing great.
So last year you sat in the stands with your mom and dad and you watched your brother Adam play. Now you both are on the floor for Ivy Madness. What is that like?
Oh, I mean, like you said, I literally was talking to you last year when I was watching my brother play and I was on the stands. Our season was over, and I was telling my parents, like, we better be here next year, and we are. So I'm super grateful for that, and that's a testament to our team, our coaches, and all that we've worked for. But the fact that me and my brother are both in the tournament at the same time, on opposite sides of the playoff bracket, I mean, it's amazing. It's a dream come true, and as long as we're focused on our game and we're going to take care of business, but my brother's already talking trash about like how he'll beat us in the championship. And I told him, like, you guys got to take care of Yale first. But I'm super excited. My parents are happy. And, I mean, hopefully both of us take care of business and we get to see each other in the end.
Thank you, Robert. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, next question from Ben Robb.
Hi, this is for Coach Amaker. Coach, 2 years ago you lost Malik Mack to Georgetown. In the era of NIL, how important has it become for programs like yours to retain top talent like Robert and Thomas?
Well, yeah, it's a new day in our sport. I think we all have recognized the changes and things in our industry. But having these guys and others in our program that value who we are and where we are is incredible, and we're very grateful and thankful for that. And I'm not judging anyone else for decisions anybody happens to make in the world we live. I mean, that's their right, and we teach and guide our guys to be thoughtful and have opportunities to go forward to make great decisions for themselves, and we honor that and we applaud that. But we also honor the kids who are with us and value the things that we think that our league and our program and our university brings, and I think they're pretty happy and they're doing darn well.
All right, guys, thank you very much for your time and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.